Hello everyone and welcome to our weekly modern tournament here at Grey Ogre Games. It's Modern. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside not the future pro, the suit, Mr. James Church Molly.
I will never be the future pro.
Yeah, you know.
Is Alfian?
Alfian, yeah, Alfian is the future pro.
Why?
Because he's always going to be the future pro because he's not at it right now. And then, like, even if you call him in the future, it will always be the future pro because he's never gonna. You get the idea. He's just never gonna get there.
Does he want to be a future Magic player?
No, he is a current Magic player, aspiring.
Does he want
pro.
to be a pro Magic player?
Yeah, aspiring pro player.
What is he doing to be a pro?
No, nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it's
Okay.
funny. It's funny because it's ironic.
It's
yeah.
ironic. Okay. Should start calling me American James. You know.
American James.
Don't call me that.
James, I don't speak the American man.
Oh,
You mean that's
bad.
so. That's the easiest way to piss off Portuguese people.
Is it?
That you go up to them and say, "I don't speak Spanish, sir. Don't you get it?" Man, they get so pissed off.
They don't like that.
Yeah, they do not like it any one bit. We are watching the game here between Desmond on the left and Danny C on the right. Danny, I know, is playing the humans deck.
Danny likes the humans deck.
Yeah,
Plays it a lot.
yeah, it's okay. I think it's
all right.
it's very okay. It's just it's barely okay.
Barely okay.
Yeah.
Matthew so asking in the chat, what time is it in Singapore? It is 9:01 p.m.
Yeah.
It's late in the day.
It's at night. Yeah, Matsui, I barely can understand English. Hello.
Neither can we either. So
Yeah,
it's
we
fine,
do. Yeah, we don't speak English here. We speak rubbish.
We share common language, Magic.
Yeah, exactly. Blood Crypt and Bloodstained Maya. Just all the good stuff.
So what's Desmond on? Someone suggested in the chat that he's on the hollow one, cycling Vengevine.
Yeah. That's the one. That's why
deck.
I saw the. Yeah, I saw him playing against who was he playing against? I forget what he was playing against, but I saw it over his shoulder.
So he's got a tormenting voice in his hand.
Oh
And
yes,
we're going to see a faithless looting.
Oh please, faithless
So
looting.
We're
Draw
draw
two.
discard two. So
One.
draw. What is that? Is that
Two.
fiery temper?
That's fiery temper.
Fiery
sir.
temper.
Yeah.
Wow, we're going. This is another fiery temper in hand. He really wants to just keep the fiery tempers to discard them and then cast them for their madness cost.
Okay, I think here you get rid of the Bloodghast as well as the you throw the Bloodghast and the Flame Speaker Adept, I think. Well, he needs lands. Desmond here needs lands, but this deck notoriously can operate on one land, and that's it.
But the hand you have with one land, right, is presumably, like 4 cycling cards, like four something like Street Wraith, so let you cycle for free, and then draw your hollow one, play it for free, and then just go a bit crazy. Something like that.
That's
you don't want to see a hand of like tormenting voices and discard cards. You want
you want to go like Street Wraith, and you want to go what's that card called?
Which one? Faithless Looting.
Faithless Looting, yeah. So Faithless, this is the best draw you can ever have. Faithless Looting turn 1. Draw 2, discard 2, and if both of them are Vengevines, that'll be great.
Be happy.
So you discard 2 Vengevines, and then you have a Street Wraith. So you discard the Street Wraith, draw a card, and then you cast 2 Hollow Ones. And then immediately get back your 2 Vengevines, and then you go and swing for 8 points of damage on turn 1.
I love it.
Yeah.
But
that's like Magical Christmas Land.
Modern.
Yeah.
Modern.
Yeah. It's totally not broken. Totally,
fine,
so it doesn't need fixing. Combo, wombo, whatever.
What we like,
Yeah,
modern,
turn 3 combo off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Danny, we had a Cavern of Souls and Eighth of Isle. Oh yes, look at this. A Blood
Alright,
Crypt
so
untapped. And then getting back the Bloodghast.
yeah, I think Desmond here should just play the Flame Speaker Adept.
So is this is the one from Amonkhet?
Yeah.
So is it the 1/2 with Menace?
It's 1/2 with.
Oh no, sorry, no, it's not. It will bring.
No, this is not
no,
Flame
sorry,
Speaker
sorry,
Adept.
this is from. Oh no.
No, it's Flame something. Flame. I know it's got Adept in it. Let's just search. Anybody can.
It looks like a jackal. It looks like a jackal.
Yeah.
Flame Blade Adept.
Flame Blade Adept. That's the one. That's the card.
So
All right. So let's bring up. And he does play the Flame Blade Adept. Menace. Whenever you cycle or discard a card, Flame Blade Adept gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Pretty good. But.
Look at that.
Maya Everbrook.
Yeah, Everbrook. I love
Not
that.
bad. That's a nice card.
It's a card that it's good.
Yeah. It's crazy good if you have Aether Vial.
Yeah. We'll bring up Merv Everbrook on the screen.
Yeah.
It's other human creatures get +1/+1, and
Wait.
the other way, yeah.
Okay. There
And
we go.
you can transform it, and you can transform it into the name is escaping me.
The Howlpack
Alpha.
That's the one.
And you get wolves. You get wolves and humans.
You get lots of. Wow, it's so good. Like this is other werewolf creatures you control get +1/+1, and then beginning of your end step you get a 2/2 green wolf token.
So much value.
Yeah. And on the other side, just other human creatures you control get +1/+1. Danny of course wants this side to be on the battlefield because he's playing all humans. But getting 2/2 wolves every turn, not bad at all. So
Goblin guy in the chat asking what language is Danny's card. I think they're all in Japanese, all his cards.
Are they?
I think so. I think most of them are in Japanese. Some of them are in Japanese.
Oh,
I've seen Japanese cards in his deck. He has a Japanese unified wills in the sideboard.
Oh, okay.
It's just a nightmare. No one knows what it does.
Client saying that half the deck is in English, half the deck is Japanese. It's Shop's deck. Now I don't think it's the Shop's deck. It's actually Danny's deck.
I think it is his deck. Yeah.
Yeah. But he does
So
use
Goblin Guy saying I don't think Japanese is official language in Singapore.
No,
it was for a short period of time.
For like 3.5 years.
It was.
For
sure. Historically, not anymore.
Empire age. If you know Singapore history, we seceded. We got seceded to Japan.
Yes. In one of our less fine moments, which there are many to choose from historically. Although there's a lot of incidental Japanese floating around Singapore, I've noticed.
Yeah.
And I hear quite a lot of Japanese speakers. There are quite a few Japanese people. As someone who speaks Japanese, there are quite a few people who...
Yeah, there are a lot. In fact, there is... what's that place? I forget. There's a condominium that's near my place.
Is it? Yeah. Down Holland Village way, is that where it is?
Behind Holland Village, Mount Sinai, Sinai Drive.
Where the Japanese school is.
Yeah. Wow. There's a lot of Japanese people there. Yeah. Like really a lot of people.
They all flock together.
Yeah, and they all live there. Well, it used to. It's mostly because Japanese school is like just down the road, and it's a nice condominium.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting actually, where you have these communities. Where they stay together, it's quite.
It's
nice.
the same Japanese people all over the world. In London, it's quite similar as well. They all live in broadly the same location.
Oh yeah. That's that's because you have what's that, like Chinatown, Little Japan.
Yeah.
Little Tokyo, not little Japan. Yeah.
Very little Tokyo.
Yeah. Very very small Tokyo.
One street of the Japanese restaurant sound.
Yeah, at least Chinatown. Chinatown's an area. It's like Little Asia.
Yeah.
That entire area is like Little Asia.
Yeah. So it's but I think Danny. I don't know why half his deck's in Japanese. I've never asked him.
No.
I don't know why you'd have cards in a language you don't understand. And it's just very confusing for people. But there we go. It's very. As someone who has a lot of cards in Japanese as well. It's very confusing for people, and they always ask.
Yeah.
They always ask, yeah.
Hey, what's this mean, man?
Yeah, what's it mean? Yeah. So we're gonna see a hollow one from Desmond.
Desmond here. Okay, so a cool interaction, Fiery Temper. Let's bring up Fiery Temper for a bit. Something that I think some of you need to understand. So Fiery Temper, right, has madness, and if you discard this card, discard into exile, when you do, cast it for its madness cost or put it into your graveyard. So you are discarding the card. So but you are casting a card. It doesn't,
it becomes a lightning bolt, right?
Yeah, it becomes a lightning bolt.
And when you're discarding it to things like Tormenting Voice or Faithless Looting, you can pay the additional red and you can cast it and deal 3 damage to target creature or player.
But let me bring out card rulings. I forget. There's an exception for madness now, because madness, instead of discarding the card, you're not discarding the card. Because discarding just literally means you go from your hand into the graveyard. Cards are discarded in a Magic game only from a player's hand. Effects, spells, cards, madness cards.
And we see there for Danny, just on Danny's turn, he's got the Kite Self Rebooter from Ixalan, which is, making waves in the modern humans deck, and then a Meddling Mage as well. And this is one of the cards from Ixalan, I think. So speaking to the Kite Self Rebooter, that's like really tipped the human deck over the edge, as it were, make it into something more playable, is the ability of Kite Self Rebooter to go look at someone's hand and then take away a card from it.
Yeah.
And in modern deck, the decks do have interaction, but are you going to use your removal spell on a Kite Self Rebooter, or do you need to use it on something like a Meddling Mage, which is shutting off something, or do you need to use it on a Mayor of Averbrook or one of the big creatures that's actually going to win the game? Because the Kite Self Rebooter by itself probably
not so great, but you do get back your removal. It's an interesting balance. Like you have to identify which is the biggest threat right now, and to me, well, I don't know what the Meddling Mage is naming, but I have probably a feeling it's either Gamak Angler or Hollow One. Mayor Everbark just makes his creature so big.
Yeah, well, so the Kite Self Reboot is a 2/3. The Meddling Mage is a 3/3.
Yeah, it dies to a Fiery Temper, fine, but we don't know what Desmond has in hand. So
he's got the Gunmag Angler, he's got a Hollow, and he's got one more face down card we don't know about.
Yep.
So EX1 chat asking, Desmond playing Tormenting Voice over Burning Inquiry. Do you like that?
I prefer Burning Inquiry.
So we'll bring up Burning Inquiry. Very slowly. There we go. Yeah, so this is.
Well, you should play both. Yeah, you definitely should play both. But
this is the interesting one, right? Is that each player draws 3 cards and discards 3 at random.
Yep.
So as a story, that when I first started playing Magic again, I didn't know, super casual 2009, 2010, I had a Burning Inquiry Megrim deck. So Megrim, which is deal 2 damage to each to play whenever they discard a card.
Yep.
To an opponent when they discard a card. And Burning Inquiry, the basic play was to get Megrim on the battlefield and then just Burning Inquiry someone to just to death. Yeah.
Well, you use Liliana's Caress now, I think. Yeah.
I thought I was super cool. I was like, oh, I have smashed this game of Magic. I know what is going on. There's just random guy sitting at literally, I was sitting at a kitchen table. I was playing against someone who had a vintage deck, pretty much. It was Beta Llanowar Elves, Swords to Plowshares.
Do you get him?
I had just the worst cards. Is it the Dread Warlock, which is 1 black for a 2/2 with Fear? And I was
if you no,
it was that
Abyssal Spectre, no,
it was it's just these cards.
Hypnotic Spectre, no.
It didn't even discard. It was just a 2/2 black for creature for Fear for 3 mana, and I was like, right, if I don't get them with the Megrim, I'll get them with the unblockable damage.
Oh wow! And somebody's playing a vintage, proper vintage deck with Power 9.
I was like, this is not right. I am not doing this right. And of course, I just didn't know what was up.
Yeah, DXEX1 is asking. Well, I think he was asking about using what Tormenting Voice versus Burning Inquiry. Okay, I think you use both. Danny seems to have won the game.
Yeah, so
but
I had Mantis Rider
just for the kicks, But I believe the correct question that you should be asking is Tormenting Voice versus Cathartic Reunion, which you have. And honestly, I think it's Cathartic Reunion, especially in this deck. Like you want, Tormenting Voice is easier to cast because you only have to discard one card. But I think Cathartic Reunion is just strictly better because you can go Cathartic Reunion and then Street Rave, keep the Street Rave, and discard the Street Rave and go Hollow One, get back your Vengevine, so forth and so on. So I think that's the way you should be playing this. I don't like Fiery Tempest in Desmond's deck. I honestly think they should be Lightning Bolts. You're supposed to be like what?
They are when you discard them.
Yeah, I mean they are Lightning Bolts when you discard them, but like I wouldn't want to cast a Lightning Bolt because I am discarding this card. I wouldn't want to be restricted to casting a Lightning Bolt at sorcery speed. So I honestly speaking, I don't like
Put the Blood Moons in Desmond.
Whoa!
Put the Blood Moons in your deck because all of those lands will be mountains. All of the Cavern of Souls and the Ancient Ziggurats, the Uncharted. They'll all be mountains.
I can't cast anything. Well, yeah, I think Desmond might want to put it in.
Put it in, Desmond. Come on, you've got nothing to lose.
But Desmond seems to be running the strict red-black version. No Vengevine, Well, we haven't seen any Vengevines.
We didn't see it, but I think you're right. I think he's running red-black, which is more all-in on the Hollow One combo.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Vengevine, oh man, the Vengevine build is just insane. I think we saw it last week or the week before.
Yeah.
And it was... Well, turn two Vengevine, double Vengevine, swing you for 8 on turn 2. If you hated Dredge, like you'll hate this deck. You'll hate how magical Christmas land this deck
very,
gets.
very glass cannon-y. Like it either goes off in a big way or it does very little. And you're trying to set off, set up a turn where you can just absolutely combo someone out.
Yeah.
And just thinking about this, Street Wraith. It's just like holding so many decks together in Modern. This
I know
card,
it
just allows you to cycle for 2 life. Grixis Death Shadow, or all the Death Shadow variants are good because of the Street Wraith.
Yeah.
Presumably because they're good for because Death Shadow's a good card, but it's the ability to like manipulate your life total and gain advantage from it.
And you can't counter it. It's not like there's only one other card in Magic where you pay 2 life, draw a card. And guess what? That got banned in Modern.
It was, and it wasn't even at instant speed. It was
it was sorcery speed. Goodness,
oh, it was blue though, so that's the problem.
How is that? No,
it was blue.
Oh, great! So
anytime a good card is blue in Modern, it's got to be banned.
Get banned.
Lord forbid.
Lord forbid.
Blue is a good color in Modern. You go play Legacy if you want to play blue.
No, I seriously they looked at Street Rave and then they copied the idea of like paying 2 life. Well, I won't say they copied the idea for paying 2 life, but paying 2 life for Phyrexian Mana was a fantastic mechanic. Make games like crazy fast. Make games, act of aggression. Pay 4 life, just pay 1 mana. I'm going to steal your creature. Dismember still very very powerful card. What's that? That molten dragon, 4 mana for 4 life.
4 mana 4/4 and you can pay it to Fire Breathe with Phyrexian Mana.
Goodness gracious! Like
so we're gonna have to do what they called fact or fiction. We'll argue. You can say Phyrexian Mana is good. I'll say it's bad, and I'm totally right. It is not.
You're not even close. The mechanics were fantastic. Like especially when you had to draft it. Like I'm gonna go like the aggressive deck. And it came out in a set where life
doesn't matter because you had Infect and people were playing on the Infect axis
exactly.
as well as the life axis.
So when you're playing on the Infect axis, I was like, sure, whatever, dude. I'm just going to go all in on my pay life plan.
So Goblin Guy in the chat, we're gonna come back to this at one point in the future. We'll do a fact or fiction. We'll debate Phyrexian Mana. Goblin Guy in the chat saying Phyrexian Mana less broken than Storm, Affinity, or Delve. Phyrexian Mana is less broken than Storm.
For
agree,
sure.
but needs more setup. Storm needs more setup to be good. Storm intrinsically by itself is not actually that good. You need to like fuel it, and then once it reaches a critical mass, and it's good. It's less good than Delve because Delve is just like so. This is the thing I think. Phyrexian Mana allows you to trade in life as a resource.
Yep.
That's not good because life is a resource that should be managed. Delve allows you to trade in used cards in your graveyard as a resource. Again, that it can be they're too easily manipulated.
I think it's Delve. Well, Delve, I don't think it's too broken. I think it requires setup. Like you need.
But I think the problem is that every time they try and make a card with Delve, people will just build decks.
And it's like, this is easy to do now.
It's like Treasure Cruise. When Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time were in Modern,
geez,
and people were just building these blue-red decks with Delvers and Goblin Guides, and they're like, I will literally play 5 1-mana spells, put them all into my graveyard, play Treasure Cruise, get 3 more cards back, play them again, play Treasure Cruise.
That's right,
play Dig Through Time. That's all people are trying to do is just play these crazy aggro decks because they know that being able to take your used cards in the graveyard, get rid of them, and get more cards is inherently unfair.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
I think Phyrexian Mana is more broken than Affinity.
I agree. Yeah, Affinity is not that great. Like Affinity requires requires that setup. Like
don't get confused between modular and Affinity, kids. Modular's the broken one. I think, in my personal opinion, I think modular with Arcbound Ravager is the one that's.
Well, that's only because Arcbound Ravager.
Yeah.
You know, it's there's nothing else.
And the artifact lands. That's the one. Having lands that are artifacts and allowing you to sacrifice them to Arcbound Ravager and then just move the counter around. That's what was not good.
Actually, now that you mention it about the artifact lands, maybe Affinity. Yeah, Affinity with the artifact lands were kind of what's better than.
What's your payoff? What's your payoff? Thoughtcast.
Thoughtcast, Mer Enforcer. Well, okay, we'll talk about like limited.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about limited because like all these abilities are really very powerful on their own, and I don't think anyone is more broken than the other, especially when you build a deck around it. But in limited, like what you have is is what you open. What you open is what you got, and that's it.
Yeah.
In either draft or sealed, and so. Your Affinity require a bit of setup. Affinity require you to, just to overcommit and to put more resources onto the board so that you can get more resources on the board. And if you never got that first resource, then it becomes difficult. For example, like Delve is totally different because Delve you just play cards.
Yeah, exactly. And creatures die, you play spells, they go to your graveyard.
And then you use those creatures, like you use those traded creatures for a bigger creature or, something that has
and Phyrexian Mana is, you have life, you use it instead of mana, which means that you can play more spells because you have more mana available.
Yeah.
Because instead of paying 1 black for your Dismember, you're paying 1 mana and then you're playing a spell on top of it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're getting the mana utility, but you're trading in the life, but you don't really care about the life.
Yeah, at some point you don't care about life, but Delve does cheat the curve. So does Phyrexian Mana. Come on, Phyrexian Mana is like you pay 4 mana for 4 mana for flying.
It had haste, didn't it?
No, it didn't have haste. It's just 4 flying. Like,
it's still quite good though.
Yeah, 4 mana for 4 flying. Like this, you won't get that kind of stats anywhere else except for maybe Thunderbreak region.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can pump it up. So
Goblin Guy saying misstep was the biggest mistake. Yeah,
misstep was the biggest misstep.
So I think the thing is that
he is playing lightning bolts. Okay,
is that misstep can counter because you don't even need to be playing blue, right? For misstep, you can just play 4 in your deck.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. If that card was just a blue mana instead, which is counter the spell with converted mana cost 1, I don't even think it would be that good.
No, it would be horrible. Goodness. Yeah, it's just about it became a matter of who has more missteps in hand.
Yeah, because you just have to play. You have a misstep to counter their misstep, and then so you're hoping to, and it just it's silly.
It's dumb,
especially in modern that was when you had Deathrite Shaman, which was super good.
Oh yeah,
and you'd just be like, if I have if I have the misstep for their Deathrite Shaman, then I can play my own. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Or Lightning Bolt, or Path to Exile.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So much theory crafting, but yeah, I don't think Phyrexian Mana is as broken as any of the others that were stated there. I feel Phyrexian Mana pretty balanced except for Mental Misstep.
We'll come back. We're circling the date on the calendar for when we can.
Someday we'll come back to this conversation.
I'm gonna have PowerPoint slides.
You're gonna like, okay, this is why you're wrong.
It's gonna be like a lecture. It's gonna be like introduction, my point, a rebuttal to your preemptive points,
and then
and then like any questions with a smiley face.
So then then I'll get like 3 minutes on the 3 minutes to do the. I'll have I don't know how the debate championships work, but you get 3 minutes I think to rebut.
You get a rebut,
and then like 5 minutes to present your case. And then your opponent gets like 2 minutes to rebut, and then like 4 minutes, and then slower, lesser and lesser and lesser.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, looks like Danny's trying to set up the 1-2 wombo combo.
So we've got we had turn 1 uncharted unclaimed territories.
Yeah.
The only one from Ixalan.
I'm guessing it says humans.
Yeah, it says humans. Play an Aetherval, take it up to 1. Turn 2 Aetherval, champion of the Parashin.
Yep.
Play an Ancient Ziggurat, which can tap for any color as long as it's for a creature spell. Play Atalia's Lieutenant, which is going to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature on each human when it enters the battlefield. Champion of the Parish triggers to get a +1/+1 counter whenever a human enters the battlefield.
Okay, so I think Danny did this wrong.
Do you think he did it wrong?
Okay, so what you should do, trigger on the stack so you cast the Talia's Lieutenant first, enters the battlefield, trigger on the stack, you tap your Aetherval, you look at your opponent, any response, no response, you put the Champion of Parish on the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on the Talia's Lieutenant, and now the Champion of Parish gets a +1/+1 counter as well. So I don't like him growing the Champion of Parish to 3.
Okay.
I think the Talia's Lieutenant, like both of them should be like a 2/2. Because the maximum that Desmond can do now is to just wipe out the board. The best they can do now is to throw a Simian Spirit Guy and go Anger of the Gods and wipes out the board. Doing this doesn't save any of your creatures, but now spreads out the power.
Yeah.
And if
so Lightning Bolt can still kill Champion of the Parish for 2 +1/+1 counters on.
Yes, exactly. So he's got to play around that. Like I totally don't agree with the play here. I think he should just like spread out the power. And if you're gonna do this, like just
All I'm saying from Desmond, 2 words: Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Come on now, show me the Blood Moon, Desmond.
Blood Moon will like just mess Danny up. Like he can play 1 spell a turn. They go back. The advantage of Aetherval is that you can play 2 spells a turn. Like even on like turn 2, turn 3, you can start playing 2 spells a turn. You play that Blood Moon, then he goes back to 1 spell a turn. Like that's the best he can do. He can do okay, fine. It now gives you the ability to cast it at instant speed. Sure, show me what you got. You got that Reflector Mage, fine. Do you have do you have the what's his name? Mantis Rider? Oh, you do? Okay, I'm still gonna bolt it. So, seeing that Desmond just.
So I think Desmond's considering what his play is going to be. So he's got a Swamp in hand. So I think he'll want to play that. But then the question is, does he want to advance his board? Does he want to advance his game plan, or does he want to sort of like take care of the Champion of the Parish before it gets too big?
Right? Yeah.
Now is his opportunity to do so, because next turn you assume the creature's coming down.
Yep.
And that will give Champion of the Parish +1/+1 counter.
Okay, so Blood. Was that? What's his name?
So Street Wraith.
Yeah, Street Wraith goes
cycled for 2 life. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And there we see again the Street Wraith just churning through decks. Just great card.
Yeah.
Attack for 2.
I think you get rid of the Champion of Parish right now. Then he put all his eggs in that basket. I don't think you should have discarded the Street Wraith anyway. Like I don't like this play.
So this was your point. Again, splitting the damage 2 and 2. Now the Lightning Bolt is clear that the Lightning Bolt's going to the Champion of the Parish.
Yeah, exactly. Like you should don't put all your eggs in a single basket. Yeah, you gotta spread it out, spread the love.
I'm sure Danny will be watching afterwards keenly to go, you're right, Mick. I should have put the +1/+1.
No, he'll come in like, I screwed up, right? No, that's typical Danny. I think I made a mistake. Yeah, Danny.
So we're going to see a Talia Heretic of Thraben. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
2 and a white. So this is the one from new Innistrad rather than old Innistrad. So
let's bring it up.
But basically, it's 2 and a white, and it means that your opponent's creatures come into play tapped.
Enters the battlefield tapped. So your creatures and your what's that? Talia Heretic Talia. So that's the one. Enters the battlefield tapped. Creatures and non-basic lands opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. And for 3 mana, it's a 2/2 first strike, which is great. Dies to Lightning Bolt like everything else, but a very strong card. And I like the foil of this card.
Do you?
It is so nice. It's so pretty. So I play Final Fantasy. And like everybody gushes over this character called Lightning. She
Final
looks
Fantasy
like
13,
yeah,
right?
Final Fantasy 13. She looks like Lightning. She
Hasn't Lightning got pink hair?
She in most iterations like it's light pink, but then it's mostly white. You know, I'm gonna bring out a card. Like, we're gonna do something interesting here. So we're gonna bring up like the.
We're playing the game of how many other trading card games can we talk about?
Yeah, can we talk about in one Magic stream tonight? Okay, so it's pinkish. Oh, that's the white hair. That's the white hair version. There we go. Okay.
So we're gonna.
So we have, look at it. Look at it. Well, it's pink. Yeah, but it's white. It's like white-ish, and then we go back to like Talia. Talia's like ish. White-ish.
I mean, they're similar to the extent that they're both female characters.
Yes, strong female characters in white and
correct.
Yeah. Anyway,
but I think that's
where the similarity ends. Lightning has haste and Talia has first strike. So whatever.
Oh, is that what those words said on that Final Fantasy? Because they
like
obviously
blah, blah, blah,
they
blah.
obviously can't use the word haste.
Oh, they do. They
allowed to
do.
say
Yeah.
haste?
So they have haste and first strike.
Yeah, but are they called haste and first strike?
Yeah, they're
That's
called haste and
I
first
thought
strike.
you couldn't use the keyword.
No, you can.
Oh no, I thought that was the problem with another TCG drop going in a hex. You know, the one that's online, which was it's like super similar to Magic.
Okay.
And I think they
they're just trying to differentiate themselves, right?
Yeah, but they there was a court case between them and Wizards of the Coast about the likenesses, and they eventually reached an agreement, I think, to pay royalties to Wizard because they have tap symbol and they have all of the same keywords and they have
right, I remember this. Yeah.
But it's called like Blood and Sapphire, but it's like red and blue, and there's actually real similarities between like a Magic card and a Hex card. So Final Fantasy is obviously very different. Like if you look at the two, there's no like similar. Final Fantasy cards look better, and they're better material as well.
Oh man, yeah, guys, if you've never played Final Fantasy, like go pick up. Just go to if you're local, go to like the Toyo game or something, or come to Grey Ogre Games and buy like a pack of Final Fantasy card game, and like tell me that the card stock is not better than Magic the Gathering cards. It's 100 times better.
It's like a credit card.
Yeah, it's so nice. Okay, and I like the foil because the foil is exactly how we used to print Magic foils, where we print a matte layer, a print layer on top of a foil. So it gives you like this high contrast, and it tells you exactly how the card is made because the cards have a background and then it has a foreground. So there's 2 layers of printing, which means there's 6 colors involved. So it goes through the printing depending on whether you're using 3 colors or 4 colors per roll. It goes through the printer 6 times to 8 times, and to get you that card that you so love to play. And it is clear from the foils that you have a background layer, which means that there's 3 colors, and then a foreground layer. And this is, the background layer goes with the foil, and then the foreground layer just gets printed on.
Okay.
And it's so pretty.
Serious card stuff.
Yeah, this is like, we're getting deep.
Go check it out, kids.
Yeah.
And just on the game, Danny's
Danny's one, yeah.
on the back of a Mantis Rider, which had a lot of tokens on it, a lot of 1/1 counters on it.
Whee!
So yeah, so Goblin guy in the chat has asked, how do you like your tea? How do you drink your tea, Vic?
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so I was gonna prepare something else.
We're gonna go deep.
Yeah,
let's answer this.
Okay,
let's answer this.
Wait. I wanna end this section of the stream, then bring up a replay, so that we can talk about this. Okay. So if you just joined us, you're watching the Modern. It's the end of the round. We'll be back with round 3 in about 15 minutes. Most likely 15 minutes. Remember, you can join us on the stream every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Singapore time, twitch.tv/GreyOgreGames, youtube.com/GreyOgreGames, facebook.com/GreyOgreGames. You can also join us on Friday for some Final Fantasy action. You just got a preview of what the cards look like. They look awesome. They feel awesome. And the game is like really great. And I also do the commentary with very colorful people. Danny giving advice. Ha 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 ha. Exactly. What's that? And
Power 9 Podcasts.
Yeah, Power 9 Podcasts. Yeah, you go look for us on youtube.com/GreyOgreGames, Power 9 Podcast, power9podcast.com. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's put on a replay.
And then let's answer the question about tea quickly.
All right.
How